Hey everybody, welcome back to How to Become a Freelancer in 30 Days. This is Anthony Chatfield, and today, day 16, we're going to talk about creating capture points on your website. This is all about conversion points into your website and how to capture visitors. We've talked a lot about building a website, we've talked a little bit about building your brand, we've talked about how to get people to a website and how to promote it a little bit, all within the context of being a freelancer. We've also talked a lot about Elance and how to go out there and bid on projects more proactively. This is how you're going to get leads and information from people who visit your website and are maybe interested in hiring you, but maybe aren't on Elance or haven't put out a specific project just yet. So our goals for today are going to be to identify key conversion points for your target audience. So where are they, or what are they doing when they might be willing to fill out a form? We're going to create an email list so you can follow up and nurture your prospects. And then we're going to generate ideas for content that can be given away for free to these prospects. And this last one is a little bit of inbound marketing advice I'm going to give you that is very effective for B2B marketing. And what you're doing right now is essentially B2B marketing. You're a business, you're trying to get other businesses to hire you. And one of the most effective ways to capture their information is to offer them valuable content that helps them solve a problem. So before we get to that though, what are your conversion points? So a conversion point is basically any space, page, moment, button, whatever on your website where somebody might be willing to fill out a form. Usually we do this with a call to action. So a small button or a link that says, hey, do you have a question? Do you want to contact me? Do you want to request a quote? And these are just some examples. So contact is the most common. It's usually in the top level navigation. You might also have a button at the bottom of your page. You might even put forms on the pages for this. Request a quote is a little more formal. This is when people are ready to ask you to do a project for them. I don't recommend making this too upfront and personal, but it's also the most likely to turn into paid work. So it's an important button to have. I usually have at least one request a quote button on every page of the website. Whether it's the first button they see or not really depends on how it converts. Join mailing list. That's a super generic title, and it might work depending on what your mailing list is for. But the bottom line is, if you get people on a mailing list, whether or not they are interested in working with you now or not, you can keep contacting them over time. So subscribe to blog. There's a lot of ways for people to follow your blog. They can follow you on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, or they can subscribe to it through your website, especially if you have WordPress, and they'll just get updates when you post new content. And then download XYZ. This is if you write a piece of content or offer something for free, you can offer a download if they fill out a form so they can see that content. And I'll show you a little bit more about how to do that here in a second. So how to do it? It's very easy depending on how detailed you want to get. If you just want a basic contact or request a quote form, in WordPress, you can install Contact Form 7. It's a free plugin. It allows you to create custom contact forms relatively easily. There are also paid tools to capture information. I've given you a few options here. Lead Pages is probably the most robust because it allows you to create custom landing pages and then capture information from those. It's a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit more time consuming to set up. I don't recommend starting with that, but it is the most powerful. So I'll figure I'd lead off with that. Aweber is one. It's basically the same as Constant Contact. These are both email autoresponder services. So they let you create forms or pop-ups that will capture information. You can create a custom form. It'll go into a list, and then you can send automated emails to people on those lists. So you might have, a 5 to 7 email sequence that goes out, and then every week or so you send them an email saying, hey, here's an interesting piece of information, or hey, here's something you can download, or hey, contact me and order some work. Another service that I really, really like is MailChimp. MailChimp is the same as Aweber or Constant Contact, but it does offer a free service if you just want to get started right away. And you can pay for credits in advance. You can just pay a flat $9 to get started. I think that's the lowest amount. And they'll let you just kind of play with the tool and use all the features it has, and they'll just charge you for every email that gets sent. When you have 0 lists to start, like you probably do, this is a good option because it lets you build that list, and once you have enough people on it, start paying a regular monthly fee, versus these other ones where you might have to pay the monthly fee every month from the start, even when you have nobody on that list. Creating an email list. Okay, so starting with a general list, as you capture information, you're going to create weekly nurturing emails covering topics important to your audience. Basically, you want to answer any questions they might have or discuss new technologies in the field or tactics. Whatever your expertise is, use this as an opportunity to show off a little bit. It's a good opportunity to kind of show them that you know what you're doing and to remind them weekly that you're available. As you build that list, though, you can start segmenting it and creating custom lists. So you might have a list of people who've already requested work or existing customers or people who've only downloaded ebooks. You might also have a list of people by certain countries or states or industries or type of content that they need. That's all going to help you later for marketing. You're going to get higher open rates and higher conversion rates from people when you know exactly what they need based on those segmentations. And then you can build lead magnets, is what we're going to call them. And it's basically just any piece of content or offer you can make that will convince somebody to fill out a form. Even people who are already on your list, if you have a good solid lead magnet, you can get them to reconvert. And the more they reconvert, the more value you've offered them and the better lead they are, whether they've ordered something from you or not. As for building a lead magnet, there's two types of content here. There's educational content and then evaluation content. The educational content is going to solve a problem for your visitors. So this is an ebook, a free course, a chart or checklist, a video series. This video course you're watching right now is educational content. I'm teaching you how to do something. Whether your problem was I need to make more money on the side, or I need to figure out how to quit my job, or I'm not currently employed and I need to make some money freelance. Those particular problems led you to this course, and now you're watching it. That's educational. It's very top level. It can apply to almost anybody on your list, depending on what the problem is you've recognized. Evaluation will help them decide, if you're right for their needs. So this is somebody who's like, okay, I need to hire a designer. I need to figure out who to hire or how to hire them. This is where you might offer evaluation content. It could be, a document about how you work. It could be a document containing examples. So it could be, a 10-page document containing maybe 15 examples of your work. It could be a document talking about different styles of design, or a video showing like the different types of work that you've done. These are all different ways to help them evaluate what their options are and then make a decision. And then any type of content really that speaks to these areas is going to help you A, capture more people, and B, hopefully get more of them to order from you in the long term. All right, finally, today's actions. The most basic action, if you have no interest in the rest of that, is to get forms on your website for a contact and a request quote. Those are the two basic ones. They're fairly easy. Use Contact Form 7 if you are using WordPress. If you're in Squarespace or Weebly or one of those, they have a contact form module you can just drop in. So very easy thing to do, very important. Make sure it's done. If you are interested in taking the next step there, build a mailing list using MailChimp is the best one to get started with because it's free. Create 2 to 3 emails to send automatically after someone signs up for that list so that you can follow up with them and kind of nurture that lead along. And then brainstorm your first free content offer and set a timeline for when you want to get that up. It's going to depend on how long it is. If you want to write a book, for example, you probably need a couple weeks at least. And we can go into a little bit more, down the line, how to get that done, how to write the book, how to get a cover, and all that other cool stuff. But right now, just start thinking about what you want that offer to look like, and we can take it from there further. If you do have questions or would like additional information on any of that, please leave comments below. This is not something I go into significantly greater detail on in this course. It's definitely a different topic, but it's something that I wanted to open your mind to because it's a very effective way to generate leads. I've seen freelancers do this. That's all they do. They don't even use Elance, and they get tons of work doing it. So it's very much worth the effort if you want to go that route. But we won't go into too much more detail on it. So definitely let me know if you're interested in that, and I might break that out further for you. I'm also happy just to answer questions and provide links on it. If you haven't yet, make sure you leave a review. Let me know what you think. Love your feedback on the program as a whole. And then any questions or comments in general, just let me know, and I will get back to you immediately. Be monitoring these every day. All right, so that's everything for today. Talk to you tomorrow, and looking forward to it.